Welcome to the channel, Pain in the Patoot here with another Tarkov Mechanic task. This is Gunsmith Part 11, and it is for the modification of a Kriss Vector 9mm submachine gun. So as you can see here, I have it completed and ready to turn in. So I'll go through what has to be done in order to complete the task. Um, it's a little bit tough to do because a lot of the parts are very expensive. Unless you have all your traders up to level 3 at the minimum and probably higher, you're going to have a hard time getting some of this stuff for cheap. But we'll start anyways. So I got the vector for completing a task, so I kept it. But it is available on the flea market, and we'll just have a quick look here. So we want the 9mm, so that one is kind of brownish, just keep that in mind. Also, if you're going to buy it off the flea, make sure that, as always, its durability is 60% and above. Um, so you can see here it will be available to me. Basically, I have to complete a task before this gets opened up in Skier. Anyways, they're not that expensive to buy necessarily. Um, Once you do that, you're going to need to, as usual, let's go back to the task. There we go. So Gunsmith. So what do we need? We need the vector itself. We need this basically the area in here, which is a Mark point 5 modular rail. So you have to replace the rail on the gun with this MK dash or period 5. You need a tactical dynamic skeletonized foregrip. Make sure you're very careful because there is also a pistol grip and you can buy the wrong one. Take it from me. It says scope of your choice, but this must be another busted task because I don't have any scope on it whatsoever, and I'm ready to hand it in, and it's going to accept it. So there you go. If you do find that it won't complete until you put the you might want to try putting a scope on. It's showing a red dot here, so that doesn't even mean scope. So that's, again, I think this is just bugged, and they never bother to fix it. You need at least 33 rounds for your mag. Okay. You need a silencer. Okay. Ergonomics over 50 and recoil under 200. So this gun, it's easier in this gun actually to get it over 50 ergo. It's the recoil that is a bit of a bugger on this one. But anyways, so let's go back to the flea because you're going to have to come here to get most of the parts. So let me just type in vector again. And of course, showed you the gun, and there's some options available for that. So you do have to lower the ergonomics, and because you need this tactical dynamic foregrip, you can't use the foregrip like you normally do to reduce the recoil. So in order to reduce the recoil, you need to replace the the typical vector stock with something else. So let's go here. So this is what you need to buy, the Kriss Vector non-folding stock adapter, or hopefully find one in game. And this will require it mounting on the gun, plus then you'll need um, a tube to stick out of the back, and then you'll need some sort of stock. So that's what we're replacing. So here is the Mark V modular, and here's what I'm talking about. They are expensive. This is 230,000 rubles. So yeah, they ain't cheap. If you find one in the game, please keep it. You're gonna need it. You can see how ridiculous the pricing got. Well, that's not even the first page. And it was at one point up to 900,000 rubles because they were preying on people who wanted to get the task done, but still, even at 230, that's still ridiculous pricing when Mechanic will sell it to you eventually if you get them up to level 3 for a mere 2,400. There you go. Now, the one thing about this that it doesn't tell you about, but you will find it when you try to mount it, is it does not like the 5-inch barrel that comes on the gun, which is that. So you need to be able to buy this, which is a 6-inch barrel, and you can see that it is way up here in price, at 200,000 rubles. So again, it's inexpensive, but when you get to level 3 skier, it's cheap. So it's up to you whether you want to go for it at this point or wait until a little bit later on. For the silencer, this silencer, the Osprey, is okay. It's available for a drill, so you can buy a drill off the flea for 41,000, or it also, I think, is available from this guy for yeah, there it is, $320. What's $320 translate into? So if I put in $320 here, 48. So pretty much the same price. But it's easy to put onto the gun. You just have to pull. There's a ring on it. At the start, you pull the ring, and then the silencer will go on. Yeah, that's about it. So let me show you my gun. Note that it has a check mark that it's completed the task with no scope, no sight. I can put a sight on, and as long as it doesn't pooch my ergo below 50, I'm okay. But if I pull this off, gee, the ergo goes up. Okay, so here's the big stick. You can buy those. I actually got it for completed task. I also have these mags here, which fit on it, which are 50 rounders. I also got them for completing a task. So um, in this case, it does not like those because the 50 rounder actually screws up the ergonomics. So you can't use a 50 rounder. Ha, after I told you that. But here we go. Let's pull off the mag. And this is the tube that I did. So remember I told you you needed this stock adapter. You need a tube. This is for very cheap. It's the AR-15 8R tube. I think it's the cheapest one from Skier, so that's why I bought it. Then the MOE for 62 bucks from Peacekeeper, and then the rubber pad because it's not enough. My ergo cell is good enough, but you see here the recoil has to be under 200. So this is almost 20. Yeah, that's not going to work until I use the magic recoil reduction power of the little pad. Throw that on, and magically that is under 200. Here is the skeletonized dynamic grip that I showed you. I didn't show you buying it off the flea, but it's there, and it's pretty much only the basically the most economical thing about this. So it also tells you there's some of these vector things on the side of the gun. Once you put on the MK5, it'll say it won't go on. You have to pull these off, so that's fine. You can just sell them. You'll end up with a 5-inch barrel. I think 2 of these vector slides you can resell. The gun itself, when I got it from the reward, had a little 20-round mag, so I sold that. And the vector stock, the standard stock on it, I also sold that. So there we go. Again, right now it says scope, but it's ready to take it without a scope. So hopefully that remains in effect for yourself. Yeah, there's the other vector piece that I pulled off it. And it had 2 side ones and 1 bottom one. So there's 3 pieces, and you can make a few bucks back by selling those. You make a few bucks back for selling the 5-inch barrel. What else? And whatever the original mag was, and whatever the original stock was. Okay.